my lovely Atlantis Scalar peeps. I was watching my eldest daughter Christina's Vlogmas, Vlogmas. It's awesome. She calls it Christmas with a KR. And, it's so fun to see my granddaughters and just her candle business, which is booming. But, she's gotten so much success from her candle business that it feels unreal to her. And she has what's very typical of the Meadows family, imposter syndrome. And I think I do too. Like anytime anybody says, "Oh my God, you saved my life," I just don't feel like, what? It's not me. It couldn't be me, right? I mean, so it's weird. And it helps when I get great testimonials, etc. But then all of a sudden I get a bad one, and it's like it just imposter syndrome all over again. So there's that. I found out that the few failures we've had, it's almost always, when Michelle and Helena read the person's energy, the scalar energy is there waiting, and there's just some block, most often a subconscious block, that needs to be removed. And sometimes it just takes mantras of affirmation and things like that Michelle can guide you through if you want. But sometimes if you've been in one of the Draco-Orion wars, you have these alien collectives that, we don't know how to get rid of with scalar energy. I put some language in there just to see if it works, but then tandem healing with Michelle and Helena work. So I'll read a little bit about the 5 kinds of imposter syndrome personalities and see which one you might have and which one you think I have. The first is the perfectionist. Then there's the natural genius, the rugged individualist, the expert, and the superhero. One of those. While they have a great deal in common, each of these groups experiences the phenomena in a slightly different way and will require slightly different methods to overcome the impact of imposter syndrome on their lives. In the next few pages, I won't read it all, don't worry. Okay, let me just give you the gist of it. Oh, what happened to the type 2? The perfectionist. It disappeared. Okay. Oh, they just got covered up by a Glamour magazine ad. Okay. The perfectionist, and this is by Dr. Valerie Young, typically set very high expectations for themselves, and even if they meet 99% of those goals, a small loss, this is me, will feel like a large failure. When mistakes happen, perfectionists question their core competence, which can easily translate to feelings of imposter syndrome. And what to do, that's neither here nor there. The natural genius, I don't know about that. Okay, well, we'll try. I haven't read this, actually. The natural genius has been top of the class for as long as they can remember, and in their school days, success came relatively easily. As they grow and mature, however, they're bound to encounter scenarios where achievement doesn't present itself as second nature. That was when I took physics too. There we go. I knew there were limits to my intelligence. And hard work or struggle is required. Doesn't present itself as second nature, and hard work or struggle is required for their desired results. As they aren't used to this, natural geniuses tend to suffer from imposter syndrome, feeling that the struggle to meet their goals is a sign that they lack ability and aren't good enough. My parents, all me and my sisters grew up being told we are not good enough. So that could be some of this. The rugged individualist. What is this? Does asking for help trigger your imposter syndrome? Oh, yeah. Oh, God, do I have all of these? Jeez. Do you struggle to see something as a success unless you have achieved it by yourself? You're most likely a rugged individualist. These kinds of imposters struggle to reach out when they need assistance, as they feel getting help with the task invalidates their contribution or shows that their own skill set is in some way lacking. Knowing when to ask for help is a vital skill, not only in work, but in life too. Asking for help is never a weakness. In fact, knowing ourselves well enough to understand when help is required can be one of our greatest strengths. So I don't know. I don't know anybody that could do what I do in the scalar field, because you got to know so much about physiology, anatomy, medicine, etc. And you have to be able to use your own love to transmute their energy. All right. So last, no, not the last, sorry. The expert, if you are an expert type, you probably prefer to spend time researching and gathering as much information as possible. That's true. Before you start a new project. I do that with the Scalar work. I constantly research about each kind of what's behind every Scalar service, the new information that may come out in the medical and scientific fields, etc. You like to come into something new from a position of knowledge and expertise, and you probably regularly spend time looking for ways to improve your skill set or undergo extra training. It's true. However, this drive to become an expert can trigger imposter syndrome, holding you back from applying for jobs if you don't meet all the criteria in your description, or preventing you from speaking up in a seminar because you're afraid that your answer won't be perfectly informed. The last one is the superhero. Superheroes push themselves to work harder than everyone around them to prove they are not imposters. I can't talk today, I swear. I'm having a stroke. Anyway, their expectations for themselves are higher than their expectations for others, and they feel a sometimes overwhelming need to succeed in every element of their life at work and at home. Their feelings of imposter syndrome will be triggered when one of these areas is not as strong as another. Working harder than others to prove your worthiness, I don't think I have this, or to cover up your feelings of imposterism can quickly lead to burnout and be detrimental to your mental health. So that's pretty interesting. Many people will find that they identify with several, or even all of these forms of imposter syndrome. The good news is that the more types that speak to you, the more practical solutions for overcoming your imposter syndrome are unlocked. The types shouldn't limit your approach to imposterism, but offer a tailored guide to finding solutions. So she wrote, Anna Lou Walker also wrote a book, Ditch Your Inner Imposter. And what did Valerie Young, the name of her, co-founder of the Impostor Syndrome Institute. And I'm buying books for me and for my daughter, Christina, because I think that's really fascinating. So anyway, I have added, I can't remember what I was supposed to talk about. Oh, by the way, I added to the microbiome, we're covering the GI tract, leaky gut, the vaginal microbiome in females, of course, and the oropharyngeal microbiome. But I decided to also add skin and scalp, which are two different microbiomes that can cause, actually the gut microbiome, if you get your gut health, perfect, then often any skin issues will disappear too, because it's so related to that. But just in case, I'm adding more script to include the immunoregulatory system of the scalp and the skin and all that. So anyway, that's that. And I guess that's all. I don't think I want to read from the book because it'll take too long, and I know which one is coming next. It's when Eric says his goodbyes to me, and I don't have any Kleenex here. All right. I love you all, and I will talk to you next Monday, and have a wonderful week. I love you all. Bye.